Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be reviewing the CIGA Design Blue Planet. This watch will be available from CIGAdesign.com from March for $1,000. Firstly, I want to congratulate CIGA Design for winning the 2021 GPHG Best Challenge Watch Award. So GPHD stands for Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. And every year in Geneva, GPHD hold the award, which is like the Oscars of the watchmaking industry. And CIGA Design deserve full credit because as a Chinese watch brand, it is an incredible achievement to compete against the very best Swiss watch brands and to win the award, the Best Challenge Watch Award for 2021. So firstly, let's look at the packaging that the watch comes in, and then I'll talk you through the specifications of the piece. So the watch comes in a watch box which is in the design of a book, and the book is protected by this outer sleeve, as you can see, very aesthetically pleasing. And they've also put a sticker on the front of the sleeve with the GPHG award for the Best Challenge Watch Award 2021. So it's an incredible achievement and they deserve full credit for it. So this is the watch box itself, and as you can see, it's like a book. One opens the book and inside it gives the story and the inspiration of the Blue Planet piece, which is the Earth in 2021. We have the story of the inspiration, and one folds it out, as you can see, and it details the Earth in the future and also some facts about the planet Earth and also the story behind the inspiration of the Blue Planet. This is the next page. There's a cutout which shows the head of the piece, and on the final page we have the specifications of the piece, and we also have a cutout for the head of the piece and the rubber strap, so one fits the rubber strap to the head of the piece oneself. Very nice presentation, and it's innovative, and CIGA Design deserve full credit for coming up with an original design for their packaging rather than just using the default option of a plastic or cardboard watch box. So with regards to the specifications of the piece, this is the CIGA Design Blue Planet. We have a 46mm case diameter. We have an effective 40mm lug-to-lug measurement because, as you can see, the rubber strap fits underneath cutouts in the underside of the 46mm diameter case, a 15.3mm thickness and a lug width of 22mm. The strap is 22mm and it's straight and parallel, it doesn't taper, down to the buckle and tang, and as you can see, the buckle and tang is signed to a high standard with the CIGA Design brand logo. So the buckle and tang is brushed satin finish and it's made from titanium, very aesthetically pleasing, nice heavy gauge of metal, and it's finished to a very high standard. Two keepers on the strap, one is fixed, one slides, and nice attention to detail which I want to show you. The two keepers, one of them slides but the other one is secured in position by two notches which I'll show you. And I think this is good design because it prevents the first keeper sliding out of position. The two notches either side of the strap hold the first keeper in position, and I really like the attention to detail. With regards to the underside of the strap, it's perfectly smooth and we have CIGA Design embossed on one side. And I really like the cutout which allows for sweat and perspiration to wick away from the wrist. So very comfortable to wear, plenty of holes in the strap to allow for fine-tuning the adjustment. And also we've got stainless steel quick release spring bar, so one doesn't need a spring bar tool to change the strap. So with regards to the specifications of the piece, the case is made from titanium, the crown is also made from titanium, and also the screw-down exhibition case back, which is glazed with sapphire crystal. Very nicely finished titanium, and CIGA Design deserve credit because they've made the correct choice in using titanium rather than 316L grade stainless steel, because this is significantly lighter than the piece would be if it were made from stainless steel. The specification is engraved to a high standard around the circumference of the screw-down exhibition case back, and as you can see, they have also printed the GPHD award on the exhibition case back. Very low profile. If you look at the screw down exhibition case back, they've actually recessed it into the head of the piece, and this is something I haven't seen on a watch before. Usually these screw down exhibition case backs are proud of the underside of the head of the piece, which adds thickness to it, but by recessing it into the case, as you can see, it means it's very low profile. So it's very well executed. Now there's another detail I really like. Usually with exhibition case backs, the crystal is flat, but on this Blue Planet, the screw down exhibition case back, the sapphire crystal is actually curved profile, as you can see. So the curve of the profile of the sapphire crystal perfectly matches the curve of the underside of the case, and it makes the exhibition case back very comfortable to wear against the wrist for long periods of time, because it is very low profile and the curved profile actually feels very smooth and comfortable. So beautiful to look at, and it does a good job of displaying the decorated movement. So on the front of the piece we have a double dome sapphire crystal with blue tinted AR coating, and the blue tinted anti-reflective coating does an outstanding job of reducing the glare and the highly reflective nature of the hour and minute ticks, and also the Arabic numerals on the two rings, and also the Blue Planet itself, which has a beautiful 3D effect to it. It's a domed Blue Planet, and we also have an embossed silver application for the countries of the world, as you can see. So it has a beautiful 3D effect to the Blue Planet's globe. Absolutely gorgeous to look at through the double dome sapphire crystal, and it's just gorgeous the way the bevel on the edge of the double dome sapphire crystal projects above the head of the piece. As you can see, it catches the light. So how does one read the time, because there are no hands to the watch? Well, I'll explain how it works. There are two rings. The outer ring is indexed with the hours, and the inner ring is indexed with the minutes. So the outer ring is static, it doesn't rotate. The inner ring does rotate. So it's a push-pull titanium crown. One pulls it out to the final click position, and in rotating it clockwise and anti-clockwise, that rotates the Blue Planet, and it also rotates the inner ring, which is the minute ring. So I'll adjust it to 12 o'clock, and then I will explain how you read the time in the absence of hands on the watch. It feels absolutely silky smooth to rotate the Blue Planet and also rotate the minute ring. Right, so on the Blue Planet we have a compass in silver, which is embossed, as you can see, and the compass has a pointer which points to the two rings, the outer ring, which is the hour ring, and the inner ring, which is the minute ring. So the compass is now pointing upwards towards 12 o'clock, and the outer ring is at 12, and the minute ring on the inside is 00 minutes, which means that it's either 12 noon or 12 midnight respectively. So by rotating the crown anti-clockwise, one rotates the Blue Planet and also the inner minutes ring clockwise, as you can see. And I'm now rotating the compass through 6 hours, and I'll bring it to 6 o'clock. And then you'll be able to read the time at 6 o'clock. So just bear with me, and I'll align the compass point. Right, so now the compass point is pointing downwards towards 6 o'clock. The outer ring is at 6 o'clock, and then we have 00, so this is now 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. And that's how it works. Now, it does take some getting used to. It is more difficult to read than a conventional watch with an hour and minute hand. But however, with some familiarization, one does become used to it, and one can read the time, both the hours and the minutes. So it's an innovative design, and I really like it. I think it's a work of art. The Blue Planet is absolutely gorgeous to look at. And once one becomes accustomed to looking at the compass on the Blue Planet, one simply looks for where the point of the compass is pointing to on the minute and the hours, and one can actually read the time. So I'll just bring it up to 9 o'clock, and then you'll be able to see it. Alright, so let's bring it back. Right, so as you can see, the compass pointer is now pointing to the 9 o'clock position and also 00 minutes, so it's now 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. So absolutely gorgeous to look at, and really it's a work of art. This is work of art. This is haute horology. It's just absolutely gorgeous to look at. With regards to the finishing to the head of the piece, as I've discussed, CIGA Design have made the correct decision by making the head of the piece from titanium rather than stainless steel, because it is a large piece at 46mm diameter, and had they made this from 316L grade stainless steel, it would have had too much heft and it would have been too uncomfortable to wear for long periods of time. Beautiful curved profile to it with a nice undercut shape to it. It's perfectly smooth, and it's a perfectly round 46mm diameter. So it's very smooth. Now, they deserve credit because titanium is a more difficult material to work in than 316L grade stainless steel, but they have got the brushed satin finishing to the head of the piece done to a very high standard. This is the kind of finishing one would expect to see on a high-tier piece, costing in excess of €10,000. So to produce this level of flawless brushed satin finishing to titanium at only $1,000 is very impressive. With regards to the crown, it's knurled finish and it's signed with an embossed CIGA design brand logo, and it's very grippy and tactile. So as it's a push-pull crown, in the closed position one can manually wind the movement. I'll just push it back in to close it. As you can see, it's partially recessed under the head of the piece, so it doesn't dig into the back of the hand or wrist. So push-pull crown, it provides an effective hermetic seal to 30 meters of water resistance, which is perfectly acceptable. So in the closed position, one can manually wind the piece, or alternatively, one can also pull it out to the time setting position, which is the final click, and rotating the blue planet clockwise or anti-clockwise, one can set the time. Now, the movement does have a phantom date setting position, so pulling it out to the first click position, one can feel the date complication clicking over, although this doesn't have a date window or date complication, so it's effectively negligible. Pulling it out to the second click position hacks the movement, and that is the time setting position, as you can see. So personally, I don't find it to be a negative that it has a phantom date setting position. One gets used to pulling out the crown to the second click position to the time setting position. It does feel silky smooth to move the minute wheel and also the blue planet in order to set the time. Light resistance to it, no back play whatsoever, and pushing it back in restarts the movement. So it's a very well executed push-pull crown, which is made from solid titanium. Now, with regards to the movements, it has 30 joules. It runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour and a frequency of 4 Hz. It has a 40-hour power reserve, which is perfectly acceptable, and it also has hand winding and hacking, which is used for complications. Now, as you can see, on the signed rotor, it says CIGA Design Customized Movement. And CIGA Design have decorated the movement. As you can see, it has beautiful milled stripes on the rotor, which are like Côtes du Genève. And looking at the bridges, they have also decorated the bridges to the movements with pelage finishing. And the pelage finishing is done to a very high standard. It's absolutely gorgeous the way the pelage finishing on the bridges to the movement catches the light. And also like the milled stripes on the decorated signed rotor. Absolutely gorgeous. So 40-hour power reserve is perfectly acceptable for a daily wear piece. And also it's got a stated accuracy of -15 to 30 seconds per day, which again is perfectly acceptable. And I really like it. I think the low profile recessed screw down exhibition case back does an excellent job of displaying the movement used. So I'll give you a wrist shot and you can see how it fits on my 8-inch wrist. Now, as you can see, the strap is just a fraction too short for my 8-inch wrist to engage the end of the strap in the two keepers, but however, this will fit up to a 7.5-inch wrist with no difficulties whatsoever. So therefore, if you're a collector with a 6 to 7-inch wrist, you'll find this fits you very well. Now, the strap is made from fluorine rubber. Fluorine rubber is stiffer than silicone rubber, but it's more chemical resistant, and also it is harder wearing in terms of its durability. So it does feel slightly stiffer than silicone rubber, but it is very comfortable because it's perfectly smooth on the underside. It's 22mm parallel, it's straight, it doesn't taper, and they've made the correct decision on this because 46mm is a large head of the piece, but it's offset by the 22mm lug width and the 22mm fluorine rubber strap because it does balance the piece very well. Now, it's surprisingly comfortable to wear for 46mm head of the piece because it weighs only 81 grams on the fluorine rubber strap. Had they made this in 316L grade stainless steel, it would have weighed in excess of 150 grams, even on the rubber strap, and that would have been uncomfortable due to the large presence of the piece on the wrist. 46mm is very large. It's relatively low profile despite the double dome sapphire crystal at 15.3mm. Now, it will be difficult to slip underneath the shirt cuff if you wear business shirts because really the sweet spot for thickness of a watch is 13mm. At 15.3, it is a tall piece, but however, with some effort it will slide underneath the shirt cuff. I think they've made the correct decision with a 22mm strap on the 46mm head of the piece. Now obviously it is large and it does wear with wrist presence, and I would say to you this is best suited to collectors with a larger wrist of 7 to 8 inches. If you have a 6 to 7 inch wrist, you may find that it wears with too much wrist presence at 46mm, despite it having an effective lug-to-lug measurement of 40, which is quite short. So as you'll know from my previous reviews, I consider a lug-to-lug measurement of 48 to be the sweet spot. At 40, it does pull the fluorine rubber strap underneath the head of the piece, and that does make it very comfortable. The other thing is, because of the domed profile to the recessed screw-down exhibition case back, it fits very snugly to the wrist, as you can see. Nice curved profile to the undercut of the case, and it's just a gorgeous piece to look at. Absolutely beautiful the way the Blue Planet with the applied silver countries to the Blue Planet catch the light. Also, it's nice the way the silver hour minute ticks and also the silver hour ticks and minute ticks on the inner ring catch the light, and it's surprisingly legible due to the blue tinted AR coating on the underside of the double dome sapphire crystal. So good looking piece to wear. It really is a work of art, and I like it. It's innovative, and CIGA Design deserve full credit for coming up with a new design which is completely original. Right, so lastly I'll summarise the piece. What do I think of it overall? Well, when I'm considering reviewing a watch on my channel, the watch should meet 2 criteria. It should be both excellent quality and excellent value at the respective price point. So this will go on sale from March onwards on CIGAdesign.com for $1,000. That is the price point of the piece. Yes, I consider it to be excellent quality, and yes, I consider it to be excellent value at $1,000. The build quality, the materials, the quality control, the finishing of this piece throughout are outstanding. CIGA Design deserve full credit for winning the GPHG Best Challenge Watch Award, and one can see why they won that award competing against Swiss brands, because this quality level is the kind of finishing level, the quality control level one would expect with a high tier piece made by a Swiss watch brand costing in excess of $10,000. So to sell this piece at $1,000 is outstanding, and I think the use of materials is innovative because the titanium case is a unique design. I also like the recessed profile to the titanium screw-down exhibition case back, which is glazed with sapphire crystal, and the fact it's got a domed sapphire crystal in the case back is different to the usual flat sapphire crystal. So it's an innovative design. And also it's very comfortable to wear because it's made from titanium and it's only 81 grams. So the quality throughout is outstanding. The quality of the finishing to the titanium head of the piece really is the very best I've seen, and absolutely gorgeous. So if you're looking for a unique piece that is a work of art and something innovative, because it doesn't have hands on the piece, one uses the rotating compass on the Blue Planet. This is a very interesting watch, and I think you will enjoy it. So I'm going to highly recommend it to you for your consideration. I hope you've enjoyed my review of the CIGA Design Blue Planet. Please feel free to post your own comments below the video. Thank you for watching.